Hi, this is Jordi V, and today we'll be trying to make a kind of a trap hip hop beat. So usually I break down my Ableton Live projects once they are finished, but I'm trying to make different kind of content. So the idea here is to improvise and start a track from scratch. So far I don't have much. I just loaded an Omnisphere instance, and yeah, let's take it from here. I won't be talking a lot, maybe when I feel necessary to explain what I'm doing. Other than that, I'll be just making music. So yeah, stay tuned in. Thank you. So I'm opening up my Ableton Live push here, just if I need it, and I have a couple of sound. So the first idea, or the first thing I want to do is to load Scalar, which is a plugin to make up chords. I might need that. Or we will just draw them. So I want to make something within the key of D minor. So I'll hit Control Loop for those 4 bars. Let me deactivate this. Control M. I'll hit Control Shift M again. This will create a MIDI clip. Once we have that, I'm gonna draw the notes within the key of D minor. So you should know already the pattern if you don't know it. So within the key of any key, minor key, we have a kind of a pattern that we repeat in order to have the notes within the key. So the pattern is as following. So we have a full step, a full jump here, a half step, a full step, another full step, half step, a full step, and another full step. So as you might see, we land on the D minor again. So here we have all the possible notes within the key of D minor. Once I have that, I will hit Control C, Control V to duplicate the note, and I'll hit Shift, up arrow to duplicate the notes up an octave. And I will copy another time and hit Control down arrow to have another copy within the lower octave. So once we have that, we have 3 octaves of the D minor scale. So yeah, once we have that, I will start with the bass note generally. So I will start with D, and let's listen to what we come up with. Sorry, let me first go to my setting, because for now we are recording the output from my monitors, and I wanna record the output from my headphones, otherwise it won't work. So let me go to preferences and let me select my I have a lot of devices here. Let me select my headphones and let me, oh, it's not working. Should work now. So if I replay, let me why is this not work? Sorry about this, guys. I just need to tweak it and make sure it works okay. This fucked up. Now it's working perfect. So yeah, I'll start with the bass notes. Let's see what we can come up with. Don't like this. Let me try another note. Perfect. Let me go half step here. I'm not worrying about the sound for now. I'm just trying to come up with a bass line. This sounds cool. So once we have the bass notes, what I generally do is try to stack the chords. So the simple idea behind chords is you have what we call a triad, and a triad, to make it simple, since this is not a music theory class, is you jump each note each other note to make your chord. So we are in D, we will skip E and go to F to make our first note within the chord. So here we have a 2-note chord, and triads are like 3 notes. So I will do the same and go to A. So we have our first chord, and I will copy these and do the same here to have our second, our third, our fourth chord, and I will, instead of playing another chord, I will just leave this chord playing, and I change or switch the bass note. So this won't sound necessarily great, but we will tweak it. You can hear the chords. Sounds okay. I might just need to do some tweaks. So I'll hit Control C, Control V on this note, and I will hit Shift Arrow to duplicate it and have a lower note within a lower octave to make it more full. Perfect. I like this. I will do the same. Again, don't worry about the sound. It sounds muddy for now, but I'm not worrying about it. And let me do this. So I'm just copy pasting the bass note to make the sound fuller. What I might want to do here is, there is a notion that is called, again, to make it simple for beginners, chords inversion. So instead of playing the chords this way, you try to invert or change the placement of some notes. So I'm gonna just do that with the F. I'm gonna play it higher here. Perfect. I'm gonna do the same with the A. I love this a lot. I'm gonna just duplicate this. No, I don't like the A, neither the F. I might go for the D. I like this. So yeah, we have our chords. Let's try another sound. So I just pushed and got this studio plug presets. So let's see if we can find some cool keys. Let's pump the volume to 131. Let's go for some bells. I love this. So we have this. I'm gonna try to come up with a simple melody. Play them an octave higher. Try add another note. Duplicate it. Let's see what. No, sorry about that. So if we have this. Gonna do the same for these. There is no rules, guys, but I love this. So the idea is to come up with a top melody. So we have our loop here. So yeah, just as simple as that, we have created our loop. So the idea now is to layer it with another sound. I know I said I won't be talking too much, but I think this might be helpful to some people. So I'm loading another instance of Omnisphere. It will take a little bit of time to load since my computer is not that amazing right now. I'm running a lot of software on it. Let me hit F11 to go full screen, so it will be clearer. So I will be going to my studio plug ambience here, and let's copy the pattern but without the melody. Let me make another copy, and I will try how it sounds just with the chords and with the melody. So we'll have basically two versions. I'm having a hard time explaining it, but it's super simple. So let me mute it for now, or play it, and let's see another sound. So not bad. Let's see. Let's get rid of this or put it aside, and let's audit it or listen to it with top melody. I love it. So I will group this, and let me for now freeze this track because I'm seeing my CPU starting to having a little bit of a hard time to cope. So I have this sample now. Let's go to halftime, which is a plugin similar to gross beat, and I will try to, let's see how it sounds. Perfect. We have our sample for sure. So I'm super satisfied with what we have for now. So I will be just skipping or like trying to move forward with the composition. So I will add an EQ8. We will move to processing the sound a little bit. I'm cutting some of the low frequencies to leave some room for the 808 later. Some reverb. I'm gonna add some RC20 from Retrocolor to make the sample sound more vintage. Yeah. Sounds perfect. So yeah, once we have this, let's move to the 808. So we will call this sample. Maybe we'll add another top melody layer later. But as for now, I'll just search for a cool 808. So let me hit Ctrl+Shift+T to add the MIDI track. Let me get it out of this group. Let us put our sample here. It will automatically create a sampler. So it's in the key of C, so we don't need any tweaking or tuning. I'm going from simpler to sampler to have more options. I'm going to voices and putting it on one to have the note choking the next one and not having them overlaps. And let's copy the bass notes here. Let's get off. Let me get rid of the pen tool. Delete all of this. Keep those bass notes. Play them higher. Sounds perfect. Got that. Yeah. So the idea right now is to shorten those notes and try to come up with a pattern, or let it make it simple. So yeah. Let's see what we can do. There is no rule for this, it's just trial and error. Yeah, that's it. Let's copy this for now. Maybe you will modify it later for sure. Let's have it on C3 today. I want to have some kind of fill at the end. So we have this figured out. I want to add some kind of modulation or like some slides. So I'm going to the glide section here. I'm going to glide and I'm going to my pitch band range and I'm putting it on 24. I'm going here. Let's go to our pitch band oscillation and let's listen. I want to have my first pitch band here. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna copy this. Let's have a down kind of slide. Satisfied with the 808. Let's move to the beat for now. Actually, the noise sound is kind of bothering me here. So let me go to RC20 and I'm putting noise on mute. Way better. So let's look for some drums. I'm gonna start with the snare. There is a pack from Origin Sounds I just got also lately. Let me use it. Yeah, Origin's new. Trap samples, snares. I hope you will find something. This is not bad at all. So we'll put it on the third. Sorry about that. Put it here. Yeah. Let's go find a kick. Control-Shift-T, add the MIDI track. put it on 0. Let me also put a limiter on my master because we are starting to clip like heavy. Let's make it simpler. We will be following the 808 pattern. So this is a kind of lazy way to do it. But yeah, fuck it, why not? I'll just loop this section. Or let me create a variation because it will be quickly getting boring. So if we have this, let me make them larger here. Let me go here and add a kind of a fill at the end. No, I don't like it. It makes the beats go faster. So let me. Yeah, this sounds way better. Next, I'm gonna go to my compressor here, and I will sidechain my kick, my bass to my kick. Sidechain to 5. Also, I'm gonna make my bass mono. So I'm going to utility and put in the width on 0. Yeah, we have a solid foundation, guys. So let's move to the hats. Again, I'm going to origin sounds, drum loops. No, I need hat, maybe. Not Afro Soul. I'm going for trap and hip hop. Ice Cold too. Yeah. This might work for now. If we don't feel it, we will change it later, but for the sake of speed, let's go with it. So I'm gonna start with some 8th pattern. So let's go to C3, put here on my 8th notes, go this. On this, I'm gonna hit Control D to duplicate. On the second one, I'm gonna create a variation on the velocity, and let's hit Control D to create copies. And let's just do it. So once we have this, what I like to do is to create some fills. So let me hit Control G to have a longer clip, and let's create some fills. And at the end, another one here. Yeah, I like this pattern. Let me copy it again. So once we have this, I wanna also treat my hi-hats like melody lead. So I'm creating layers. So I wanna create some kind of a bass layer on the counter time. So let's see how we will put that on. I'm also playing with the shift to make the impression that we have multiple hats. Yeah, I like this a lot. Now we will move to the triplets, and I will try to add some triplets. Solid. So let's not overcomplicate it. We have this, perfect. Yeah. Let me add an ad lib because otherwise you don't wanna You don't want to hear me sing because I suck. I'm gonna add an ad-lib just to audit the sound with the rapper or how it might sound. This helps a lot. I use mainly the same sample. Yeah, let me add some reverb here with some decay time. So yeah, you get the idea. Let's move to the percussion. Control-Shift-T. Again, I'm going to my packs since I'm trying to force myself to use the packs that I purchase. Let's try track 1, drum hits, perks. I'm not super fan of the sound, but let's try to make them work. So for this, I will be using my push. You won't be able to see me, but I like to use the step sequencer within my push. So yeah, my sound will be on, my voice will be a little bit distant since I won't be on the side. So let's see what can we come up with. As I said, I'm not super conversed with this sound, so let's go back to my drum rack. Let me copy this and put it. I have a couple of sounds here. Not using this, so let me go to something I'm super familiar with, which is the Kit Plug plugin. Now I'll go to percussion. And let me see. I can use this side, I can use this side rim shot here. And I'll put it on, where is it? I'll use it here and here. I'm gonna put it on 6 because it's quiet. Yeah, it sucks for now. Let me add some reverb. I'm not happy with this sound actually. I'm not looking for loops, I'm just looking for like perk, yeah, perk. Yeah, those sounds cool, so let's add them. Go to my drum rack, so they'll be named Juicy Juice. So we are at 29 minutes. I will pause for instance just to make a phone call and I'll get back to you guys. So let me hit, and I'm back. So sorry about that. Yeah, the selection of sounds is way better. So let's do the same thing we did earlier and let's try to come up with some percussion. So you know what, let me just go faster and do it. So I want to hit Control G, I've set duplicated and playing this once and playing this once at the end. So yeah, we have our percussion. The idea next is maybe to get rid, do some, I did some processing here, I did some EQ8, some reverb and some overdrive to accentuate and amplify some of the low frequencies. I'm gonna get rid of the high frequencies for that zipper sound. Not bad, not bad. Maybe add some glue compression. Activate some soft clipping, hit the threshold of the So yeah, now I'm looking for an open, Control Z, Control T to add another track. Let me go for open half. Let's place that here. Sorry, let's place this here. Now I'll copy paste it. Control D. Let's get rid of this. Perfect. Some reverb on the return channel. So yeah, we have our basic pattern. Let me copy paste it here. And the idea now, since we are playing this pattern on a half time, I wanna add a copy with the top melody, but play it at normal speed. So I'm trying to add an extra melodic elements and maybe control duplicate this We have another layer, get it out of this, out of the group. And let's just keep the, let me unfreeze it. Let's just keep the top melody. Yes, it's working actually. Let's experiment with the sound. Let me first control, always save your project, guys. So I'll name this future type of beat, future type beat, since it has that vibe. Let me go back to my studio plugs. Let's see, animate. If we have a flute here, it's yeah, hit legato. Crazy. Actually, there is two layers to this, so the Mellotron flute and this noise, I'm gonna mute the noise. Perfect. I'm gonna also get rid of my low notes here. Let's try playing it on different octaves. No, it's not working, so I'm gonna process it a bit. Go Valhalla, vintage reverb. Cool. RC20. Some EQ8. Yes. And to create a variation, we'll have this. See, have this here, and let's copy paste it here and here. So yeah. So that's it, I guess, for the idea. I might do some arrangement. Let's come up with an intro for this sake. This beat a lot. I think it turned out amazing. So the idea here, we'll have an intro intro, kind of mini build up, verse 1. We'll leave some time for the rapper to rap. We call this breakdown. We'll call this verse 2. And in the middle, we will add another pointer for some variation. We'll call this V2 for verse 2 / variation 1. And finally, add outro. And for the outro, I will copy this piano and pads and have them play a bit. Then have our kind of flute here, and I need to make it dance. Let me color this differently and copy paste them here. And yeah. Obviously, this is a rough mix. So yeah, that's it. Let's go right now and re-listen, and we'll try to add some variation. We'll introduce the hi-hats. Let's add the snares. Where is my snares here? Starting from 30 beat. Need some mixing on my hi-hats. Also, I need to add a pancake first to make it, this is kind of an auto pan to make it go from the left to the right. So I'm gonna mix it a bit, have it on 75%, add some EQA to cut the low frequencies since we don't need them. And yeah. And I need a reverse crash for transition. So I have my go-to sample here on Paris Syndrome. Drum cymbals, reverse crash. I'm gonna add an audio track. Go here, add this reverse crash. Have it on each transition. Let's add some reverb. Reverb. A little bit of decay time. Put it on -12. Let's listen. I'm gonna lower down the mix on the pancake. I think we can do is to play with the on and off on the halftime. So for the intro, we can have it on. So sorry, device on. I need to do this and go off here. Let's see if that works. I don't like it a lot, so I'm gonna keep it like on. I'm gonna add this. Where is my percussion? Just doing some rough mixing. Arrangement, sorry. Let me get rid again of the flutes. So yeah, perfect. I don't want to overcomplicate it. You need to keep in mind that the rapper will be singing on it. So once we have that, I have a mastering kind of preset just to audit the sound and see how it will sound once it's mastered properly. So I'll just do that. I'm going to Control Save. Let's go to audio. Let me just look for my mastering bus. Here is my mastering. So we have our mastering bus loaded. Let's hear it. Yeah, you can hear the 808 kicking, and I have a transition audio effects which contains some reverb and some delays. Some people are like a bit reserved about using delays and reverb on mastering channel. I don't care. I think it's a great way of creating some variation or your arrangement quickly, and it works fine for me. So the idea is I'm adding some reverb and delay on my breakdown, intro and outro, and at the end of each section or 2 bars to add some movement. So I'm automating that. I'm automating dry wet. I'm creating this bump here for the reverb. Add another one, and finally another one here. Let's go to 21. Let's have a small bump, create an envelope here, hit Control C, Control V to duplicate it. and do the same for the whole section. Let me decrease the volume 70, it's a bit, let's put it on 35%. Go here, do the same. Fix this, decrease it a bit. Have it dying down at the 8, hit Ctrl+C, go and do the same, copy the envelope on the ping pong delay, sorry. Sometimes it's weird here. Ctrl+C. Need to decrease the ping pong delay. So yeah guys, I hope you liked this tutorial from scratch, how to make a trap beat for the likes of Future. I think it turns out amazing for what I was expecting. I hope you learned something. So I will freeze a couple of tracks since my CPU is going crazy, and I'll play the full track with a rough mix, rough mastering, and yeah. Keep tuned, and I will be trying to publish more tutorials like this, and thank you very much for watching, and peace.